Oh! What was that noise?
Just warming up my voice.
Court's now in session. Week 3 is hot and ready. The jury has also made a unanimous decision, finding Ryan Sura incredibly guilty. The jury has found all the 4 other guys to be a bunch of babies, so I'm switching some things up. Whoever makes the most money each week gets to pick the games. Moving on. Johnny actually somehow beat Ryan in a head-to-head Brinks truck play of the week and lost $400. Sandy and Ave are both having excellent seasons, but Ryan and Johnny just can't stop up. Let week 3 commence.
All right, thank you, Judge Harj. Yes, really tough week for myself last week. At the hands of defeat of Johnny Junta in terms of the lock portion of the show, or the Brink Truck play of the week. Johnny got the best of me somehow.
Saints for free.
I'm happy for Johnny, man. Against all odds, I really thought I was on the Cowboys.
Saints were fucking free. That was like dead right from the get-go. Like that was, first play was dead.
Dead. Immediately dead. I think the Saints scored in their first 6 drives.
Yep.
And they've scored every drive this year.
No, I don't think that's
wrong
true
about
anymore.
that.
Abe and I fell for that too. Don't
You
worry.
got ball
I fell
sacked.
for
I
that
think they're
same.
close. They're close.
You got ball sacked.
I got ball sacked by Sura. He said that to me.
No, I
No,
said that.
no, he said
I was
that.
me spreading
Yeah.
that.
Sandy, no one gets ball sacked more than
I got
fucking
ball sacked
Sandy.
actually twice today already. So yeah, that happens to me a lot.
Same deal. A little bit same deal. 3 primetime games. We got the doubleheader on Monday night. So we're picking 9 games this week. 1 p.m. games. The first 1 p.m. game we'll talk about. Texans at the Vikings. Texans are -2.5 road favorites. The total's at 45.5. The look-ahead line here for the Texans was 4.5, if you're wondering. Ave, we'll start with you here.
Okay, Texans 2 wins. Haven't covered the spread once though.
True.
They're insanely due. I'm going to bet on a Texas team over the Vikings kind of run continuing. I am on the Houston Texans as road favorites minus the 2.5.
That's fair. Just so everyone knows, he doesn't gamble. 3 out of the 4 guys in this panel sweat NFL Sunday bets. Just so everyone knows.
Yep.
Avery's also
Not a
the best on
gambler.
the show, but he is the best record on the
You
show.
would
You should
you'd
try to
be
fix
the
that.
you'd be the richest out of all of us if we were just
Just so everyone
facing
knows. Just so if
our-
you're trying to take like his word for the picks, it's monopoly. money.
Hey, I say what I
No,
like
it's
and I say
monopoly
what I
money.
don't like.
Hey, that's
No,
why we're here.
we're not. No bet shame. I'm just letting the listeners know, letting the viewers know.
That's all right.
It's an important fact to know. I don't disagree. I don't
100%.
disagree with it being brought
Monopoly
up.
money.
Yep, and I won't be the one to say that's wrong. So.
Yeah, there you go.
right.
That's big.
You
of
should
Some
gamble.
people have gambling
You
addictions.
should
sitting
gamble
here.
on Sunday. All right. Okay. So these are 2 quarterbacks I have in my top 5 in the NFL right now. Sam Darnold, I believe I have at 3, and CJ Stroud I have at 5 in my top 5 rankings. I like the over here. Expect a lot of points. Vikings. Vikings. One thing about the Vikings is Sam Darnold in a good system. He looked great. I mean, he looked pretty good on Sunday. Beat the shit out of that bum Brock Purdy. Sandy, we know he's a fraud.
go. Yeah.
Alpha him. And I like the over here, over 45.5. Expect tons of points. What did I say? The Niners. Texans offense rocks. Vikings offense rocks. Let's combine them together and let's get points.
I am also on the over, 45.5. Unfortunately, Johnny on the same side. I don't know how we did last week. I think we collabed in a couple, but I do like this play as well. I really think the Texans offense hasn't hit full stride yet, and I think the Vikings offense actually has looked pretty solid. So I like Sam Darnold. I like CJ Stroud. I think we get a points fest here early at 1 p.m.
I mean, I don't know how you don't take the Texans at 2.5 here. I know the Vikings offense has been awesome. It's been awesome, but Justin Jefferson kind of got hurt last week. If he's limited at all, this DeMeco Ryans-led Texans defense has been very good and has given, let's say, young and inexperienced quarterbacks fits. Sam Darnold, I would still categorize as inexperienced. He's been around for a while, but he hasn't played a lot of games. So I'm taking the Texans minus 2.5 as well. Chargers at the Steelers. The Steelers are 1.5 point favorites. 35.5 is the total, the lowest total of the week and the season so far. I will start here. Ave, I have a question.
Yes.
Who is the offensive coordinator for the Chargers? Do you know?
No clue.
Okay, it's Greg Roman.
It's okay. I was
Greg
gonna say,
Roman. Greg Roman.
I do know the names.
Where did Greg Roman coach before?
He wasn't he a Ravens guy?
Ravens offensive coordinator, 2019 to 2022. What division are the Ravens in?
They're in the AFC North.
Who else is in the AFC North? The Steelers are in the AFC North, correct?
Correct.
What do you think the Steelers' record was against the Ravens when Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator? How many games? What do you think the record was? Let's go with 8 games.
Okay,
It's 8
8 games. They were 7-1.
No, it wasn't. I wish it was not that good. Steelers were 5-3, and the Ravens averaged less than 20 points per game across those 8 games. This Chargers skill position is arguably worse than what Greg Roman had to work with. A worse offensive line as well, other than maybe Joe Alt. All the Chargers can do is run the ball. That's what the Steelers' defense is fantastic. I'm going with the Steelers -1.5. That's my point. It was a little dragged on, but
That was dragged on. Also very valuable for people that like that kind of shit. I'm on the Steelers. I fucking love the Steelers this week. Love Justin Fields. I love that they're giving. I do.
Why?
Listen, I am supporting that
Oh, 'cause-
motherfucker.
yeah.
Like
Okay,
no other fucking guys ever support a quarterback in the world. I hope he's so successful there because I hate the fucking Bears. And Justin Fields having a good year so far, not turning the ball over. Big things you saw last year, turned the ball over a lot of fumbles. Has been really solid there. I also think the Chargers 2 wins. People are like, oh my God, they might be good. Jim Harbaugh, blah, blah, blah. They're dog shit. Give me the Steelers. That defense fucks. They're going to win.
Johnny?
Under. I mean,
Like they have.
if we learned anything from last week, the easiest bet on the board was the Broncos under, right? The Broncos Steelers under. I mean, that game had,
We said, yeah.
what, 24 points? Something like that? 21 points? Under 35.5. Chargers, like Sura said, they're good at running the ball. Steelers defense is good at stopping the ball. Justin Herbert really has no weapons to throw the ball to if he's going to have to throw the ball. I like under 35.5. Justin Fields just hasn't thrown for over 180 yards this season.
Really, really like the Chargers in this spot. I really like the Chargers.
I thought you were going to say the under.
No, I like the over in this game.
Okay.
If we're being
Chargers
honest.
and points. That's
Yeah.
contrarian. That's contrarian at this table here.
Yeah, I like what the Chargers have the capabilities of doing. Justin Fields, like you look at the two defenses, the two best scoring defenses in the league so far to start this year. I think the Pittsburgh one's way more legit than the Chargers one. I do think they're just more talented on offense, the Chargers, and I trust Justin Herbert to open it up if they have to. If there is some points scored in this game, so I'm going to take the Chargers. I mean, Pittsburgh starting the season 3-0 would be legit insane.
Yeah,
Would be awesome, though.
It would.
But
Mike
like,
Tomlin, him.
It's just kind of luck of the draw. They didn't really have to play anyone. Like Falcons, who
Yeah,
knows?
people thought the Falcons
We don't
would
know
be
yet.
good.
We still don't know. Okay, the last 1 p.m. game we'll talk about and pick the Eagles at the Saints. The pesky Saints are 2.5-point home favorites. The total is 49.5. I think I mentioned this to you guys. The lowest ticket price for this game is like $200, which is like crazy apparently for New Orleans over the last 6 years. They haven't really had their fandom since Drew Brees left. So this is a big moment for New Orleans in their football program. What do you think, Sandy?
I really hate to do it, honestly. I've convinced myself. I bet this early. I'm actually betting this. The Eagles +3 is what I got. We have it at what? 2.5 or 3?
2.5.
We have 2.5.
2.5. Still like 2.5. I'll take the spread with the points here. I am going to fade Derek Carr and the Saints until they don't cover the spread. I was with Sura. He was a little larger than me on the Cowboys last week, but I was also on that. And watching Derek Carr just absolutely dismantle that Cowboys defense, like that is such an outlier performance. I think a lot of the things I like about the Eagles are obviously in the run game. I still have my concerns about Jalen Hurts in the passing game, but I think they are the better all-around team here. The Saints are a bit overvalued in the spot, in my opinion, which doesn't mean a lot, but that's what I feel. I'm going to take the points with the Eagles here.
Johnny?
Kind of
I'm with you, Sandy. Same thing. I'm not even going to sell it. I have
Yeah.
the Eagles.
I love the Eagles +2.5.
I'm also on the Eagles.
We said this before the show.
Yeah,
We'd
we knew
all
this
be
was
on
gonna
it.
happen.
That's fine.
'Kay.
I think we won the last.
I mean, it's just too
just-
much recency bias in
sure.
my opinion.
On
Just
let's-
buy the bad news.
And listen to this.
I mean,
The best thing
fade
for
the
us,
good news. Fade the great news.
the
That's what I'm
best
doing.
thing for us was the Eagles losing on Monday
Yes.
night.
Well, so listen to this. So also that line jumped from the Eagles at that point
They're
after
favorites, probably.
the Saints had already won and killed the Cowboys. The Eagles were -1.5. They lose a game that they had like a 99% win probability before Kirk Cousins had that drive of winning that football game. After that, the Saints moved to 2.5, 3-point
Yeah,
favorites.
I
And then
love
the
the
lines are out for next week. The Saints are playing the Falcons. The Falcons are at home. What do you think the line is?
The Saints are -2.5 probably.
The Falcons are favored.
Oh my god.
Listen,
They would probably be a
that's
3-point
crazy.
favorite neutral site. if
Look
you
ahead
said it.
lines definitely are going to that'll move for sure. but
Interesting.
yes.
Really interesting. Lots to.
I'm not sold on the Saints. I don't think any of us are.
Yeah. Well. All right. Over to the Delete Your Sportsbook segment for the worst bet of week 2.
Welcome back to Delete Your Sportsbook Week 2. This one I get to finally parade. If you bet on the Dallas Football Cowboys -6.5, delete your sportsbook. The Christian boy, eyeliner boy, Derek Carr dragged his nuts all over Jerry Jones at AT&T Stadium. If you bet on the Dallas Cowboys -6.5, go to your Apple App Store, delete the book, and throw your phone onto the highway.
All right, back for the 4 p.m. games. That felt like a personal attack from Johnny there. But the Ravens at the Cowboys. Here we go. Thoughts on
Under.
this game.
Under.
I fucking hate this game. This game's like
No,
picking
this
this
game-
game.
this game is-
Gambling on this
Picking
game
this
sucks.
game, yeah.
This
Hard.
game should be awesome, and that's why I'm going on the under points. Two of the worst scoring defenses to start the first 2 weeks. I mean, they got to fucking sack up at some point and play some defense. I'm going the under 48.5 points in this football game.
John?
Hate that. I'm on the over. Two good offenses, obviously. Dallas Cowboys on Sunday looked like shit offensively. The Ravens defense gave up a ton of points to the fucking Raiders, who are projected to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I love the over 48.5 here. Give me points. This game's going to be electric to watch, and I want it to be a shootout, so I have over 48.5.
I believe you and I are aligned on this one.
Yeah.
Me and Sura.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't tell where he's looking.
Yeah, I was
With the
looking at-
glasses,
Sorry,
it's
I'm
tough.
not. I look like Ray Charles with
it's
these
tough, yeah.
motherfucking things on, but I'm on the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not Ray Charles on this line. I do like this spot a lot. Baltimore Ravens money line. Listen, I was on the Cowboys last week, and this is not me hate fading the Cowboys. I think both these teams, obviously, a couple bad losses here for both these teams. Obviously, you could argue the Raiders one was worse than the Cowboys loss against the Saints. You could argue that. You probably could. I would argue
Arguable.
that, actually. But either way, both teams in the bounce back, quote unquote, spot. I like this Baltimore Ravens team, who's also 0-2 against the spread, which is another key thing. Teams off 0-2. I think you might have this trend on your sheet. 0-2 against the spread. How do they do in week 3?
Baltimore Ravens, actually, here's a good fact for Sandy, are the best team in the NFL in the last 4 years, I believe. Against the spread after a loss, they're hitting at a 67%
That
rate.
happened last week, though.
And they lost.
Yeah, but they should have covered last week, so they will cover this week.
Which means they're double due.
Yeah,
they're double
they're
due.
double
So they're
due.
double due this week.
So
Baltimore
press.
Ravens.
So press.
I agree. I think. Well, to be honest, I don't. This game is like impossible.
This is
to
a
pick.
tough game.
I don't have this game bet
That's why.
yet.
It's,
I don't-
that's
yeah.
why the spread
Johnny,
is 1.5.
I can't believe you weren't on the Ravens because they're due.
He's
Like
on
they-
the Ravens.
Like they have
I'm on the
to,
over.
Oh,
Like they have to win.
okay.
Yeah.
You're.
I'm on the Ravens. The only way I think about this is the Ravens have been maybe not. I wouldn't say unlucky is the word, but maybe like they could have beaten the Chiefs if the toe thing at the end with Isaiah Likely, and they gave up 106 yards passing to Gardner Minshew and this Raiders team the last like 10 minutes, like out of nowhere after controlling the entire game. They just need to put a full game together. And this Ravens team, led by Harbaugh, will be able to do it. And I think against this Cowboys defense, where I actually don't think is that good. Okay, Lions at the Cardinals. This should be a really fun game.
I hate
Lions
this game as well.
are-
Gambling wise, it's hard
I
for me.
don't
I-
like picking this game.
I love
love
this
this game. Yeah, Lions. I could pick both the spread and total in this game easily.
Really?
Go with it. But I'm going with the over. How is this not an over game?
What's the
I
number?
know it seems relatively. It's 52. I think we have 52 and a half. It's been flip flopping from 52 and a half, 51, 51 and a half. I'm fine with 52 and a half. I think that like the offense for the Lions last week. Looking at Jared Goff threw the ball 55 fucking times.
I
last
know
week.
that's insane.
All they need to do against the Cardinals is run and then open up that deep field pass they could throw to Jameson Williams. The Cardinals will do the same thing to the Lions. We've seen this offense can be electric. The playmakers on both sides take the over.
Yeah, listen, I have a stat here for the people. Dan Campbell, after a loss in his last 8, after his last 8 losses, he is 8-0 against the spread. He has never not covered after a loss. I think people are buying high on the Cardinals. Is their offense good? Sure. Like at the end of the day, they're still not the best team in the NFL. They're still not as good as everyone's touting them to be. I love the Lions here, -3. It's tough because it's on the road, obviously, correct? Right? They're on the road. But I love the Lions
Correct.
-3.
Also, dome game people for
Yes.
the over for people who want dome
Jared
game.
Goff, dome guy.
Yeah, big dome
guy. Loves dome.
Loves dome.
As do I. The Lions -3 is on my card.
Lions -3 is on my card.
Good trend here that you didn't mention. Teams that got blown up by 30 plus points. You see this corner trend on Twitter? 30 plus points, they cover at 71%. The team that gets blown up by 30 or more, they got blown up by 31 last week against my Arizona Cardinals. I am going to, or sorry,
This is
this is the wrong game. Ignore that trend. That was a trend for a different game. That's why I
That's
need
the
to write shit
Rams
down.
trend.
That
That's
was
the Rams
that was the
trend.
Rams trend. We'll get to that in the Rams game.
Isn't that so embarrassing?
It is.
The Bucks won by like
That was the Rams
I know.
trend.
That's what I was
Okay, here,
saying.
I'll
Remember
help
that
you
for
out.
later.
I'll help you out.
Detroit -3.
If I were picking the spread as well, I'd pick the Lions -3. The Lions outgained the Bucks by 250 yards last week, and they lost.
Yeah, Baker had a couple. Or
No, the Lions had 7 red zone drives that ended in 1 touchdown, 2 field goals, and the rest were non-scores.
yeah,
Yikes.
So I think we're gonna see some points in this matchup.
52.5.
All right, 52.5. I'm in on the over. All right, Sandy, you're up. Trend for the Rams.
Okay,
Cardinals.
so let's regurgitate that trend. Teams that got blown out by 30 plus points the week before, the next week they hit at 71 or 72% against the spread.
Okay.
That would be the Rams who just got beat by the Arizona Cardinals,
Yeah.
not the Lions. I am on the Rams +7 we have, right? or 7.5. I love 7. I love 7.5. I will be betting this line.
I'm on that as well, so I'm not even gonna.
Fucking Christ! You and I are on everything together this week. Well, I think we've been on every game except for one together.
No, there's been a couple. Let's go. Okay, let's go over now. Here we go. Texans over.
Yep, I have that.
Steelers under.
I have the Steelers money line.
Eagles 2.5.
Yep.
So we have 2. Ravens over.
No, Ravens. Okay,
So we have 2 out of 4.
three.
I mean,
Three
what are you 3 out of 5?
Okay.
Still.
I also have the Rams plus 7.5. To be honest, the O line.
talked about
the
this.
O line's getting healthier. I think it's just way too many points. Divisional game. Sean McVay at home. I know he doesn't have his weapons, but he can make like so many good receivers look way better than they actually are. And I think that's what's going to happen in this game. I just think it's and Debo's out.
Say
Nick
Debo,
Bosa
yeah.
might not play. I just think it's
CMC's out, obviously.
Yeah, CMC's obviously out too. I think it's too many points.
I love the over in this football game.
Okay.
You think over is galore?
Don't have to worry about like a fucking being on the road for the Niners because they're going to play a home game here at SoFi. Bad offensive performance. I think they ride the ship pretty easily, and we can get over 43.5 points in this football game.
That's great.
Feels good.
I like it. I think we're going to see a lot of some dimes from Stafford in this one to some random ass guys that no one's ever heard of. But it'll be great.
Yeah, I would love to be on the Rams team total as a play if we were able to.
Yeah,
do
if we
it.
do team totals, yeah, that's probably free.
Over to the NFL stock exchange for the week, which I hear gingers are on the rise. This is what I've heard.
Welcome into the NFL Week 3 Stock Market Report. Stock is way down on early retirees. Jason Kelsey went on ESPN and went non-verbal on us for 2 drives. He is being run dry by every company in the world. You'll get him next time, Jason. Keyboards are on the rise. More specifically, Control-Alt-Delete. Chargers first-round lineman Joe Alt gave Jadeveon Clowney his worst game grade of his career. And stock is way down on hot dogs. Mike Tomlin gave Russell Wilson a game ball for a game he didn't even play. And when asked why, Tomlin said, "I can't give you all the ingredients to the hot dog. You might not like it." Legs are trending way up. Week 2 set the record for most field goals in a week with 73, beating out week 15 of 2016 where they had 69. Nice.
Trending up is the Carolina Panthers making a huge QB change. After only 2 weeks in the season, they've decided to replace Bryce Young, their 2023 first-round draft pick, with Andy Dalton, which is a huge win for the Gingers, and now we know they have souls. Trending down is Tua Tagovailoa being hit by Damar Hamlin of all people. The poor guy has a grocery list of injuries at this point, and most people have deemed him not even worthy to play this season. Also trending down, tight ends. Now back to the picks.
All right, back with the picks. The primetime games, we get 3 or 4 technically if you include Thursday night. We got a doubleheader on Monday, but we'll start with the Sunday night game. Should be a pretty good contest. The Chiefs at the Falcons. A tough game to handicap, I would say. The Falcons are 3.5-point dogs at home, and the over-under's at 46.5. Johnny, I'll start with you.
Over. I think I just have all overs on my
Over.
Cardinals.
Yep.
This is going to be a shootout. This is going to be an absolute shootout. We always talk about prime Kirk Cousins. He kind of shut the people up last week. I mean, that drive he had, he was throwing dots. I love the over in this game. Chiefs defense, I don't think is really that good compared to the Eagles. I like over 46.5. That's what it is, right?
I have the over as well.
And I have the under. Love the under in this spot. The Chiefs' offense, let's be honest, that has not looked good. The refs saved them against your Bengals there, Sura. Yeah, I obviously dealing with some injuries too, with Pacheco out now as well. And again, Kirk Cousins, yes, he drove down the field in 40 seconds, won that game. He was missing some throws. He's still not fully healthy, I believe, and I think he's missing key throws. I think it's a lower scoring game. I like the under 46.5 here.
I actually think the Chiefs are going to put up like 30 points against this Falcons defense. So? You want to know why? Because so what I've heard and what actually makes sense with Pacheco out, they don't really have a second running back. It's Samaje Perine and Carson Steele, who is electric, but like you're not going to give the ball to Carson Steele 25 times in an NFL game. Apparently, they're going to go vertical. They're going vertical this week. Mahomes is tossing the ball deep, which they haven't been doing a lot. Like they talked about it all off season.
Good analysis.
They talked about it all off season that they're gonna throw the ball deep, and they haven't. I know Marquise Brown still isn't back, and he won't be back for this one. But they still have Xavier Worthy. They still have Rashee Rice. Yeah, I like the over.
I think it's like a perfect, if you're betting props, it's a Travis Kelce receptions game.
Okay.
Yes. I mean,
has been-
honestly, sir, that makes total sense what you said. I still like the under, but I can see the Chiefs scoring all those points.
But
Maybe
that
the
being
Falcons
said, like the
sucking.
Eagles didn't pressure Kirk like at all,
No.
and you saw it on that last couple drives. He was way more comfortable. Chris Jones will be eating up that ass.
Yes, eating that ass.
Yeah. Okay. Jags Bills. Okay, so this line, I'll say this line did open 6.5. It's been bet down a bit. Bills are 5.5-point favorites now, and the total's 45.5. Sandy.
You gave
Another-
us 4.5 here.
It says 4.5 FanDuel.
Oh,
at
4.5.
this
Excuse
morning.
me. Sorry. Okay,
It's
my
crazy
bad.
because this was at 6.5 when I was
Yeah.
looking at the lines earlier this week. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars again. I had 4.5. Anything better than 3.5, I'll be betting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Another 0-2 team against the spread that falls into that trend that 0-2 against the spread teams are obviously much better. I think it's like 60-something% in week 3. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. Listen, it's not going to be pretty. The Bills look fucking awesome. They absolutely dismantled, obviously, the Dolphins, but I'm going to rock with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags with the points here.
It's a must-win game for the Jacksonville
It is.
Jaguars.
It is.
Trevor Lawrence
absolutely-
sucks.
Win or go home.
Trevor Lawrence
vibes
sucks.
in week 3.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence hasn't
sucks.
won a game since Johnny could see.
He sucks.
I love the Jags plus 4.5 too. It's like an auto bet spot.
You
Just
too.
a nice little letdown for the Bills after an awesome win.
What, Johnny? What are you on?
Over.
Okay.
There, it feels better.
I have the Jags plus 4.5.
We're
as well.
either rich or broke after week 3 bankroll, folks.
Like this line, as I mentioned, this line open is the same as the line against the Cardinals. I think the Jags are a better football team than the Cardinals overall. I think the Jags defense is better than what people give them credit for. And I still think the Browns defense is good. And the Jags offense numbers weren't great last week. And I think I think it's just a much better defense that they're going to be playing. So I like the Jags too. Okay. The second Monday night game, we get to bet on the Cincinnati
Super
Bengals
cool.
again this week. Bengals at the Commanders. Did we play 8.5 or 7.5 here? I
I don't remember.
7.5.
7.5? Okay.
Yeah.
7.5 and the total at 48.5, right?
48.5, yeah, is what we have.
So you have a side.
I
Who do you
have the Cincinnati Bengals
Okay.
for everything that you love. Love the number 7.5. Commanders coming off a win. Nice little spot for them to get shit pumped.
Love
in
that.
and not have to worry about it.
I'm on the same thing as Avery. I love the over. I love the Bengals here, minus 7.5. By the bad news, I mean, Bengals, in my opinion, I did the tweet. I got body bagged by a lot of people because of this. The Bengals should have won that game last week. I mean, there was obviously a holding on the O-line.
Expected win.
Mahomes throws a
was an
fucking
expected
prayer
for
up
sure.
into the air. Pass interference. The Mahomes Glazers were saying, oh, he did that on purpose to drop. Shut up. Bengals minus 7.5. This is where they bounce back. Jamar Chase, 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
Joe Burrow,
Need that
350
pad for
yards.
fantasy.
This is a stat padding game.
Yeah.
This is a game you just put up video game numbers to be like, wow, Burrow's actually having a pretty good year this year. This is the stat padding game against this dog shit Commanders team who just won last week as well.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like
With 7
you
field
bet
goals.
you bet Burrow over touchdowns, not passing yards, because he'll be out of the game in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
He won't have to fucking
Yes.
play.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm nuking this. I will be
Okay.
betting this.
You go ahead.
I have the over.
So do I.
I took the look. Bengals are my favorite team. I took the over last week against Chiefs. Bengals are trying out defensive linemen right now because the only defensive lineman that's capable of playing actual NFL defense is Trey Hendrickson.
He rocks
Their
now.
run defense is still going to suck, and Jaden Daniels and Brian Robinson can run. So I think that's how the Commanders will be able to score. I just prefer the over because the Commanders secondary is still dog shit.
It's echo what Sura said. I'm on the over 48.5.
All right.
All right, there you
Best
go.
time of the week now.
Best time of the week. All right, now it's time for trivia, and after that, back for the Brinks truck plays of the week.
All right, guys, welcome back to trivia. I've changed up the questions so you guys can't cheat this week. So, if you maybe tried to read up on last week's type of question that you think might be week's 2, it's not going to happen.
Geno Smith.
So
Geno
what's gonna,
Smith, Josh Jacobs, Nico Collins.
So what's going to
Austin
happen?
Siebert.
I'm going to ask you a question. You can say yes or no to the question if you want to take it or don't want to take it. But you have to answer the second question I give you. And then we have the communist question at the end, which risks no points, but you all get a chance to answer.
So I just want to acknowledge our one viewer who did comment about the prop. We're not doing it this week.
It's in discussion.
In discussion. So
in the
if
works.
whoever commented on the video
great
last
idea.
week said it should be a prop bet, like an anytime touchdown score or some prop, we may instill that soon. But just let
idea.
you know, always drop your recommendations in chat. In the comment section.
Babs, back to you.
To determine who's going to go first, we're going to guess who gets closest to the cost of my World Juniors tickets. So I bought 2 tickets.
I already heard the answer to this because you were on the phone earlier.
No, I wasn't.
Say it. Say it then. No, say it.
Go first.
$300.
$271.
$301.
$302.
Avery goes first. It was 308.
This is bullshit.
That is bullshit.
It doesn't matter.
Sandy chose to go first.
It's starting the order of how this works. It doesn't really even matter.
thought you said the
We should
furthest
have an
away.
order for an order, though.
No, I'm fine.
Guess the number to be
it's
able to guess
Avery-
first.
it's
Supposed to be as random as possible.
Yeah,
is what
just say it's
Baz is
random.
trying to
It's
say.
random.
That is
Yes.
random as hell.
So-
Okay.
so
I
then
didn't even know what was the answer.
308.
Oh, I
Avery,
did change my trend.
can you name one of the 2 NFL teams with the most passing touchdowns this season? There's teams that are tied currently.
I'm gonna write it right here. I'm gonna show it to the camera. Can I show it to the camera?
Yeah, but make sure
But
you
it
don't
won't be
see
his
it.
answer.
I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
Okay, he's passing on that one.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was going to say, Johnny.
I'm not going to reveal it because
Just reveal it. What do you mean?
Two
No one's.
teams,
It's
I thought.
It's guess
one
one.
of the two.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh
I
my
need to
God.
know.
No.
Doesn't matter. I passed already.
Okay,
Didn't
the
matter.
second
Was
question.
I right?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's your
If
team.
you watch
Yeah,
football,
yeah.
you know.
What?
he has coaches.
Avery, you got to answer this one now. What NFL team has allowed the most points against?
It's got to be.
This is free too.
It's got to be the Rams, right? The Rams.
Incorrect.
Panthers. The Panthers. The Panthers suck.
They got to be close. They got to be close at least, though.
Ave.
I mean, the Panthers have given up
Because
1,000.
wait, the Rams.
1,000.
Oh, because the Cardinals too. But the Panthers back-to-back 40 pieces. I
Yeah.
think.
The
Oh
good
no,
news-
not true. 40 and then
Is it
27.
It is Panthers.
The good news for you though is you only lost $50.
I
So
can't check.
All right, on to the next one. Johnny Junto.
Johnny, can you name the NFL team with the most rushing touchdowns this season?
Okay, I know
Wait, just kidding
Kamara.
right now.
I know Kamara has 4 or 3, but the Chargers could have a lot too because fucking what's his name? The guy from the J.K. Dobbins has been eating as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay, your second question.
You don't want to tell us the answer to that?
Oh, it's the Saints. What NFL player has the worst quarterback rating this season?
God, this is a layup, dude.
I mean, it's got to be Bryce Young, right? Bryce Young.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying
Say-
Bryce or
Thank
Caleb.
God.
I was saying Bryce or
I was
Caleb.
honestly gonna say
Bo
Caleb.
Nix is close to.
Yeah,
He's
true.
got to be
People
close.
forget Bo Nix has been dog
Okay.
shit.
It's Ryan. What NFL quarterback has thrown the most passing yards this season?
So easy, dude.
Most yards this season?
Yep.
Easy, dude. This
I
has been all
don't-
over my
I-
Twitter. My Twitter is more curated to this specific guy.
It's,
Oh, I
it's
guess.
Tua probably.
No, it's got to be Derek Carr.
Wrong.
Incorrect.
Brock Purdy, dude.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, I saw
It's
this
been
tweet
all
too.
over
I saw that
Twitter, yeah.
tweet too.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
Brock
that
Purdy
tweet
has
too.
450 yards. passing, right?
Another trivia loss.
I saw that actually, Sandy.
I
That's
was
a good
gonna say
point.
Geno Smith.
Fire me up, baby.
All right, buddy. What NFL team will play the most games outside of the USA this year?
So off top,
No, keep it
I just
yourself,
think
man.
that it's got to be an East Coast team, and I think it's. This is not my answer yet, but I think it's the Jaguars. The Packers don't play again outside the country. The Eagles, I don't think do. I'm gonna pass on this. I think it's the Jaguars, but I'm not confident.
It's the Jags.
Yeah.
It's the
Their
Jags.
owner,
That
their
is
owner
the only
owns.
guess. They
Yeah,
play
their
two
owner
games
owns.
there
Their
every
owner
year.
owns Fulham.
Yeah. Okay, that was. I'm an idiot.
And it's the Jags every year.
Yeah.
What NFL team has the most points for this season?
Again, I feel this is not my answer, but I feel like it's the Saints. Again, like they scored what 41, 40 something on the Panthers, and then another 40 last week. Like it's I'm gonna say the Saints. It's the answer.
And you'd be correct.
Okay.
I'll take my 50. I should have said the fucking Jaguars, man. Communist question.
Yeah,
So wait, what happens here? If we get it wrong, no points?
Yeah,
Correct.
this is a freebie. It's a layup.
It's a
It's a
free
Hail
bet.
Mary.
It's a
It's a
free
Hail
bet.
Yeah, free bet.
No doubt.
Ooh, that would have been the better phrasing.
Free bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably
too
better
late,
than
buddy.
communist question.
Communists. Now we're communists.
I like the communist question.
All right, guys. We all locked in?
Yeah.
All right. What player currently leads the NFL with sacks?
Oh, this is easy. This is fucking easy.
Oh, brother, this
Oh,
guy
I'm gonna get
stinks.
this.
You already knew
I'm
the answer?
Yeah, I knew the answer. I watched the game last week. Okay, after I do say my answer, can I give a stat for the people after I do give my answer? Because I have a cool stat for the
You're allowed. It's not like I'm.
Okay. So I just want to give a stat.
I
for
don't
the
know
people.
who leads the NFL.
John, even if I
in
said you
sacks.
couldn't say something, you're gonna say it anyway.
That's also
I don't
a
know
good point.
who leads the NFL in sacks.
10 seconds, guys.
No.
There's no timer.
Shut up.
What are the chances Johnny has the right answer?
I will tell you
Not
right now.
high.
50%.
No, you know what? I will put $1,000 I have the right answer
Okay.
right here.
I don't know. We're not doing that.
No. But it only counts if you.
Yeah, it only counts if I lose. That's all.
100%. That counts towards your bankroll. I'm fine.
Well,
with
fine. 1,000's great. 500?
500.
500.
Sure.
500. I'm gonna get this right. Well,
No.
you have nothing to lose. I don't know why you shook your hand.
I know why
I-
you're doing this.
You're that confident.
I have
I
nothing to
could
lose.
not be more confident that I am
I mean,
right.
he put his money where his mouth is.
I could
literally.
not. No.
If he ends up being wrong, I'm not doing any work
usually
for
an
the rest of
idiot
the
in this trivia. I could not be more confident.
What
right
game
now.
would Johnny watch?
I'm trying to think.
He primetime games.
Cameron Jordan?
That's what I just wrote down. I don't know the answer.
Cam Jordan? There's no way it's Cam Jordan. I'm not falling for this.
I saw the
I am
leaders after
shaking.
week-
I am shaking because I'm so right. I've never been this right in my life. I don't think.
Johnny
I-
Ford's gonna say something like Doug Flutie.
This is, Johnny's gonna be wrong. I can't wait for it.
Is everyone putting their pencils down?
Hold on.
I've never.
I'm penciled down. I don't know.
I've
the
never been
answer.
more right in my life. I am.
I don't
actually,
even
I
know.
am shaking at how happy I am that I have
Okay.
this right. Okay. I threw you all off. I did not watch this game, nor did I care about this game. Aiden Hutchinson last week sacked quarterback 4,000 times.
That's true.
Aiden Hutchinson has more sacks this season than 9 NFL teams. He has more sacks than 9
Okay,
NFL teams.
shut up. Is that the answer?
Yes, it is.
Nice job.
I had TJ Watt.
I had TJ Watt too.
Cam Jordan. I didn't fucking know the answer.
Cam Jordan should be fucking.
Cam
right.
Jordan has more podcasts than
Nice
sacks this
job.
year.
After that shit show, we're back to the picks.
All right, I lost last week, but back that thing back up. We're gonna rob it again. I love the over in the San Francisco Giants, not San Francisco Giants,
Whoa.
San Francisco 49ers and LA Rams game.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars as my lock this week.
Wow.
Plus 4.5
Wow.
against the Buffalo Bills. It's the Trevor Lawrence get back spot. It's the get right spot for the Jagwaggers.
I have a game of the year in week 3.
Holy shit.
And I think Sura knows what it is. It is the Cincinnati Bengals Washington Commanders over 48. I tried to save my excitement. I echoed what Sura said, but this is my game of the year in week 3. I think this over is the lock of the week.
Just ended
This is
20
a
and 12.
lock. Commander secondary is absolute dog shit. Commanders gotten 7 red zone drives last game.
35-10.
Zero fucking
35-10,
touchdowns. The Bengals will score 30 plus. The Commanders will do their part and score 20
That's a
plus.
good pick.
This over is game of the year for me.
It's a good pick if you're an idiot.
of the
Listen, I'm the king of the locks. I'm the king of the locks. I've won the most money on locks on this panel. That's just facts.
What?
It's true. It's
That's
true.
just
It's
facts.
true,
I'm
though.
the
It's
king
true.
of the locks. It's disgusting I didn't go first here, but that's fine. I'm the king of the locks. Detroit Lions minus
I really-
3
I really like it,
against the
John.
Cardinals. They are going
good
to
pick.
beat the living shit out of that short freak, Kyler Murray. Give me the Lions minus 3. This is my lock. We're going back to back. We're going to keep building that bankroll. I can lose every pick here. As long as the locks keep hitting, I'm laughing.
You're the locks
We
guy.
love the Lions
I think
minus
that's how it
3.
That's not
works.
exactly
He
true.
did go 3 and 5 last week and still made, I think, the most
Fuck,
money.
Yeah,
he
they made
did.
the most money.
That's what happens.
Whatever, that's what I do. I'm the
You
lock
guys
king,
bet.
so I love the Lions
It's
minus
also
3.
just
They're going to
not,
beat the
it's just
shit.
the Brinks truck king. Like, what are you? You drive the Brinks truck? You should say that instead.
I'm
it's
the
Brinks
driver.
truck.
He owns the company that
Yeah.
owns.
Brinks
Yeah,
CEO.
you're the Brinks
But yeah,
CEO,
Dan
yeah.
Campbell's going to drag his nuts all over the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. I'm assuming there's probably there's going to be more Lions fans.
Probably,
Right? There's got to be.
probably.
I love the Lions here, minus 3.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know what you thought. Week 3 of Bankroll. We'll be back next week for week 4. We'll see you then. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
They've decided to replace their 2023 draft pick, Bryce Young, with Andy Dalton. So now we know that Gingers actually... This was a huge win for the Gingers, and now we know that... and now we... Okay, I can't. And now we know they have souls.